Hello, this is Griff. Oh, this is Griff from California State Parks, and right now I'm in Humboldt Redwood State Park. And normally, this is the day that Kyle Achliger would do his Fort Humboldt talk at 3 o'clock, but he has a very unique set of skills that we need all the time, and so he was recruited to do something else today and asked me to take his place for today, and I agreed because there's some Humboldt history that I love too. So let me just give you a sense of place real quick before we get started. I'm on Avenue of the Giants, and this is mile marker, I think 2028. So I'm very close to the Founders Grove, which is one of the most popular groves because it's easy to get to and has some pretty awesome trees. And this is the Laura Mahan plaque or Mahan plaque loop trail, and that's what we're going to talk about. But before we get into it, let me just show you something incredible. So there's not a lot of people at the park right now, but I did see a little family come through. But look at this log that fell down long ago, and this is right on the side of the road. And look at these beautiful wildflowers. There's candy striped miner's lettuce, and there's redwood sorrel, and there's a bitter cress that looks like miner's lettuce, and over there's more candy striped miner's lettuce and some redwood violets. Beautiful. All gardener is nature. So let's get off the road a little bit because it's super loud here, but let me show you this plaque. So, and here's a nice big truck going by. So this plaque is dedicated to Laura Mahan. Oh, didn't like that. Hold on one second. Hey Sandra, thank you again for joining me. So this plaque right here is the Mahan plaque, and it's got a map of the trail, and it tells, story for successful preservation. It got some names of plants in there, and shortly tells the Mahan story. But I'll tell you the Mahan story, and the real plaque on this trail is further in. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's go ahead and just start taking a walk and get away from this traffic. So here we are, old growth redwood forest. Absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful flowers right now too. There's not a lot of people out here because of sheltering in place. Some really big, whoops, let me fix this real quick. Really big trees. In fact, I'm just going to take this off here because it doesn't seem to be too agreeable here. So Laura Mahan in the Mahan Plaque Trail. Laura is one of the premier heroes of the Redwoods. Her and her husband were out here one day, and they were looking at this property because, I'm gonna unscrew this real fast because this is not working out. Oh, you guys are probably getting dizzy. Close your eyes real fast, close your eyes. Sorry about that. Technology never works out the way that you intend it to. You ever notice that? So, this beautiful, beautiful forest was in the process of being bought by Save the Redwood League and the women Save the Redwood League. So Laura Mahan grew up out here, and here's a picture of her. She grew up in Humboldt, and she loved the redwoods, and she painted them all the time. She was rare for women back then because she actually went to college. She went to Oakland Mills College, and then she went to this art institute in San Francisco. And when she came back, she noticed that a lot of her childhood playgrounds in Redwoods had been logged, and she got super concerned about it and formed different women's groups to protect the Redwoods, and they had a lot of fails. So she didn't give up. She tried harder. She ended up becoming an amazing organizer. She started the Women's Save the Redwood League, which is different than Save the Redwood League. And she was like Save the Redwood League's person on the ground. And she did a lot of organizing. She got women's clubs out here. She made it a priority for the California Federations of Women's Clubs to save the Redwoods and the gardening clubs. And that's largely why we have Humboldt Redwood State Parks, is because of Laura Mahan. And on this trail, and this is before women had the right to vote. I mean, she was doing this, she was born in 1867. So she was doing this before women had the right to vote. Women got the right to vote during her activist years. And a lot of people don't know this, but besides getting the right to vote, women's groups focused on forestry, and they focused that effort here. And right here and I started to tell the story earlier, but I got distracted by the faulty tech equipment. But right here, her and her husband were on this trip, Laura and James. And they were on a trip here, and they were getting ready to buy, say the Redwood League was getting ready to buy this, but Pacific Lumber came out here and was logging. And Laura got in the line of the trees falling. So she put her body between the trees and the loggers, and she said, "You will not log this." And her husband went up to San Francisco and got an injunction from a judge to make PL stop logging because this was in the process of being bought. So this is one of the first this is Julia Butterfly Hill's great-great-grandma kind of thing, okay? This is one of the first, not literally, but figuratively, this is one of the first examples of direct action that we have by a non-Indigenous person. So pretty amazing, Laura Mahan. And she dedicated her whole entire adult years to saving the Redwoods. She donated land to the Redwoods. She did all kinds of organizing. She was willing to do whatever to leave this legacy. So she's my heroine. I'm not going to let anybody forget about her. And you come to places like this, and all this exists because of this lady, okay? This lady and people who were helping her out and save the Redwoods League. She's the reason why this exists. She saved this for us, and she said that. She said, "I'm saving this places for the people who are unborn so that they can grow up and see it." And here I am walking through it. Thank you, Laura. We need to talk more about our conservation heroes, because they're just everyday people like you and me who like really just decided to dedicate themselves for this. And there's so many people who have had awesome experiences, spiritual experiences, ecological experiences, psychological experiences, calming down. People who've proposed marriages, proposed to their loved one, people who have scattered ashes of their, dead loved ones out here. This has been a major awesome place for a lot of people, and that was made possible by Laura Mahan and Save the Redwood League. And you can learn more about her in Who Saved the Redwoods, a book called Who Saved the Redwoods, the unsung heroines of 1920s who fought to save the Redwoods. And you'll learn about many women who, back when women, did not have a lot of rights and did not have a lot of power, and they made saving the Redwoods their main priority, the right to vote and saving the Redwoods. A lot of the women's groups had two goals: vote and saving the forest, saving nature. And a lot of people don't know that. So I'm going to invite you guys to make sure that you're talking about your heroes. Make sure you're sharing stories about your conservation heroes, because we all need to know that I got engaged there, says Emily. That's so awesome. That's beautiful. See what I mean, you guys? So let's talk about our heroes, especially our conservation heroes, especially our heroes that are from oppressed groups that we haven't heard about. Like Laura Mahan hasn't been talked about nearly as much, and I aim to fix that because she's my hero. She's one of the only people I've ever considered tattooing on my body, and I may. So, Laura Mahan, thank you everybody for joining our Facebook Lives. Please join us every day at 3, and stay tuned to hear about our home challenge. So we're going to have a Park in Your Home challenge where we want to see, because you guys are sheltering in place, safest at home, and we want to see you be the interpreter. So interpreters like me, a nature guide, we want to see you be the nature guide or the history guide or the cultural guide and show us something special in your home. So like if your home was a park, what would you show the visitors who came there? And you just take 1 or 2 minutes and you upload a video of yourself talking about whatever it is. It might be a pretty rock you find. It might be a cool house plant you have. It might be some beads your grandma gave you. And you talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you upload it and you invite 2 friends to do the same thing or challenge 2 friends to do the same thing, and you hashtag it Parks in Your Home Challenge. So # Parks in Your Home Challenge. And we would love to start seeing those, and we're going to really roll out some more information about that. But Parks in Your Home Challenge, okay? And you're going to be the interpreter. You're going to be the nature guide or the history guide, and you're going to tell us about something really briefly, why you like it, why it's special to you, and why you think it should be special to us. And I would love to see those. So thank you. Please share our Facebook Lives every day. We do them at 3. And stay safe. Wash your hands. Keep your social distance. And I will talk to you guys another time.